Hi, this is episode number 5 in an 8-part series on employment law for managers. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, this series is focused on real-world situations managers face every day: hiring, pay decisions, performance issues, and more. And where those moments can be turned into legal risk if they're not handled properly. HR professionals already live in this space. Managers don't, and they shouldn't have to. But managers do need enough understanding to recognize when an issue is bigger than a routine management decision and when it's time to involve HR or legal support. If you're a manager, this is about helping you lead with confidence, not fear, and giving you the tools you need to manage people effectively without accidentally creating legal problems for you or the company. Let me start with a moment that can stall out a lot of management careers. An employee walks in your office and says, "I need some time off," or "something happened," or "I need to report a concern." And before you even respond out loud, your brain is already calculating, "We're short-staffed. This is terrible timing. I don't need this right now." That moment right there is when managers either protect themselves or step straight into legal hot water. FMLA, harassment, retaliation. On the surface, they seem like separate issues, but legally, they're tightly connected. Why? Because they all involve protected activity. And managers get into serious trouble when they react emotionally instead of procedurally. Most laws in this area don't start with bad intent. They start with frustration. The Family Medical Leave Act was passed for one simple reason: life doesn't always schedule itself around staffing plans. If your organization is covered and the employee is eligible, FMLA is mandatory. It's not flexible or negotiable, and it's not dependent upon how valuable the employee is. FMLA generally applies to companies with 50 or more employees within 75 miles, and the employee has worked 1,250 hours in the past 12 months. If those conditions are met, and the reason qualifies, the leave is protected. Managers sometimes say things like, "Can you wait until next month? We really need you right now. This really puts us in a bind." These comments may feel human, but legally, they're dangerous. Once an employee raises a qualifying issue, your role is to pause, notify HR, and follow the process. FMLA is paperwork heavy for a reason. Skipping steps is how companies lose. Next, let's talk about harassment. Harassment law has evolved dramatically. It's not limited to sexual advances, obvious misconduct, or opposite-sex behavior. Harassment can be same-sex, about power, not attraction, and a hostile work environment created over time. Unfortunately, managers often see the early warning signs and rationalize them away, like, "Oh, he's just being blunt. She's too sensitive," and that's how the team jokes. Courts don't care about office culture explanations. They care whether behavior was unwelcomed, based on a protected characteristic, and still tolerated even after management became aware of it. As a manager, if you witness harassment or someone reports it to you, you need to report it to HR. You don't investigate it, you don't mediate, you don't try to smooth things over, you escalate it to HR. Trying to handle it quietly almost always makes things worse. Here's a part managers underestimate the most. Retaliation claims are easier to prove than discrimination claims. An employee requests leave, requests accommodation, reports harassment, or complains about pay. Those are protected activities. If anything negative happens afterwards, a write-up, schedule change, cold shoulder, demotion, lawyers start drawing timelines and begin associating the write-ups or schedule change with retaliation. For example, an employee reports harassment. 2 months later, their performance review drops sharply. The manager says, "It has nothing to do with the complaint." The question then becomes, was the poor performance documented before? Is the timing defensible? Can you prove it was unrelated? Here are a few things managers should never do. Punish employees for raising concerns. Changing terms of employment without HR review. Vent frustration to the employee. Treat them differently after a complaint. Do nothing and hope the situation fades. Retaliation is often unintentional, but it's still illegal. Here's the safest mindset shift you can make once an employee raises a protected issue. Your discretion narrows. That doesn't mean you can't manage performance. It means you document carefully, you involve HR, you act consistently, and you slow down when your emotions run high. Good managers don't stop managing, they manage smarter. In the next episode, we'll move into one of the most expensive areas of employment law: wage, hours, overtime, and off-the-clock work. Because nothing drains morale or budgets faster than payroll mistakes. John Paul here. If you like this video, check out the HR Insight YouTube channel where we have more videos just like this. Make sure to click subscribe so you get notifications.